For 11 days, they thought the dog was being sweet. On the 12th day, they understood what he had been doing. Sonny was 5 years old, a golden retriever the color of autumn light, the kind of dog that exists so effortlessly in a family that his absence would only be noticed as a gap in the furniture, a silence where breathing used to be. He had been with Marcus and Cressida Ellison since he was 8 weeks old. He had adjusted to their move, to their careers changing, to Cressida's mother living with them for a year. He adjusted to things. That was his nature. He was not a dog that required attention. He gave it. Their son, Owen, was 2 years and 3 months old. He was healthy. He had had one ear infection at 14 months. Nothing since. He had been hitting developmental milestones on schedule. He was energetic, verbal, loud in the way of boys who have recently discovered that volume is available to them. The change in Sonny began on a Monday. Monday morning, he was sitting beside Owen's chair when Owen came downstairs for breakfast. Not unusual. Sonny liked to be near mealtimes. Monday afternoon, he was sitting outside the bathroom while Owen was bathed. Marcus noticed, but did not note it. Monday evening, he was at Owen's bedroom door when they put the boy to bed. Cressida said, "He's being clingy." She said it fondly. By Wednesday, Sonny had not left Owen's side during any waking moment. By Friday, he had begun to press close to Owen near the top of the stairs, not blocking, but positioning himself between the boy and the edge of the step, his broad flank a warm barrier, his body angled inward the way a dog angles when it has decided something about proximity. Cressida's mother, Agatha, watched this on Saturday morning and said, "He loves that boy so much." Cressida agreed. Marcus agreed. Their neighbor Darnell, who came by to return a ladder, saw Sonny pressed close to Owen as the boy walked down the hallway and said, "Man, that dog has adopted your kid." They all smiled. It was sweet. It was the dog they knew, doing the things dogs do. That was the wrong story. If you stay for stories about what animals sense before we do, you're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. The 12th day was a Wednesday. Owen woke up and came downstairs and sat at the table, and Cressida gave him his oatmeal and watched him for the 10 minutes she always watched before she had her own breakfast, and went to her desk. Owen ate slowly, without his usual enthusiasm. He ate slowly sometimes. She poured coffee. Sonny was pressed against Owen's chair, not beside it. Pressed. Owen said his stomach hurt. This was new. He had not said this before. Cressida put her hand on his forehead. Normal. She looked at his eyes. Normal, she thought. 2-year-olds say their stomachs hurt when any number of things are happening. She thought, he'll be fine. She went to her desk. At 10:30, Owen was lying on the couch. Sonny was on the floor beside it, his chin on the cushion edge, his eyes on Owen's face. His tail was not moving. Cressida sat on the couch. She looked at Owen. She looked at Sonny. She said, "What's wrong, buddy?" Owen said, "Tummy." His face was a color she had not seen before, not pale, not flushed, a specific flat quality, as if the energy that usually animated his face had been redirected elsewhere. She picked him up. She called the pediatrician. The pediatrician said, "Bring him in." Has your dog ever done something that made no sense until it was the only thing that made sense? Tell us in the comments. These stories deserve to be heard. Owen's appendix was inflamed, not yet ruptured. They were told the timing was good, that presenting when they had prevented what the surgeon, Dr. Amaro Diallo, described without drama as the significantly worse scenario. She said the early presentation of appendicitis in toddlers is notoriously difficult to catch because the classical symptoms, right-sided pain, fever, rebound tenderness, are frequently absent or masked at this age. She said, "He presented with stomach pain and fatigue. That's it. What made you concerned?" Cressida said, "The dog had been following him for 11 days. Dr. Diallo said, dogs detect inflammatory cytokines through breath and skin. It's been studied in oncology. Cancer detection. But the same mechanism applies to acute inflammation. An infected appendix changes the chemical profile of the body. That chemical profile is detectable to a trained scent animal." Dr. Diallo paused. "To an untrained one, too." She said it like something she had seen before. Sonny had been following Owen for 11 days because the information he was reading had started 11 days ago. Not dramatically, not at a level that caused Owen pain or presented as visible illness, at a molecular level, the beginning of something, quiet, building, changing the way Owen smelled in a way that no one in the house but Sonny could detect. The proximity near the stairs, the pressed position beside the chair, the chin on the couch cushion, eyes on Owen's face, tail still. None of it was sweetness, though it contained sweetness. It was surveillance. The sustained, voluntary surveillance of a dog who had decided 11 days earlier that something was wrong with his boy and had not left him since. Every guardian deserves to be recognized, even the ones who never asked for anything in return. If stories like this matter to you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. Owen came home on a Thursday. He walked in the door wearing a hospital bracelet, and Sonny met him in the hallway and pressed his nose briefly to Owen's abdomen. One long breath, and then stepped back and walked to the kitchen and drank from his water bowl and lay down in his spot by the back door. Marcus stood in the hallway watching him and said, "He's checking." Cressida said, "He knows it's fixed." The next story involves a dog who alerted in the middle of the night to something a sleeping family could not see or smell, and what the fire inspector found inside the wall. Sonny lay in his spot by the back door, and the house was quiet, and Owen slept upstairs in his room, and Sonny's eyes were closed, and his breathing was slow and even. The deep, reliable breathing of an animal that has finished its work and knows it.